I think this is the year that we can bring a little common sense back to Washington.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could have a bipartisan discussion, if you will, on the importance of education as well as keeping our young people here in Northeast Tennessee? The first speaker up will be John Clark, our mayor of Kingsport. John and I got to talk at another conference, and he told me about the concerns he had about retaining a workforce and developing a workforce. And so Marty is very interested in education as well. And then finally, the last speaker is Michelle Treese. Michelle is running for the school board of Johnson City. Let me start off introducing our mayor, John Clark. Let's welcome John.
Public school education and workforce development. To me, they're the same. It's all about educating our kids so that they can become the best they can be. They can be productive citizens, and they can have a chance at achieving the American dream, which is to provide for themselves and for their families. 6 to 12 months of training, and they roll out of there with a marketable skill in one of our 2 main industries in town. And they're making maximum wage. They can achieve the American dream.
If you ask voters what are your 3 most important issues, they'll say education, economy, healthcare. This is a potential opportunity for some bipartisan work to improve education by taking a strong look at what is actually good for the students. And let's imagine your education system isn't very good in your community. Well, then who wants to move there to have a business because the education is not very good? But then if the economy is bad, who has any money to invest in education? So you've got bad health being bad for education. And then you've got what happens if your hospital shuts down in your community. Tennessee's number 2 in the United States for hospital closures. So now you've got bad health for your community, but you also have jobs leaving your community because those were high-paying jobs in healthcare. But you've also got nobody moving into town because who wants to move to a town with no hospital? And so therefore there's no money to educate people. So again, a negative downward spiral. I'm a product of public schools, as are many of you here. My wife's a product of public schools, and I had some really, really good teachers in my past. We have to have some minimum standards, there's no doubt about that, but we also have to free our teachers up to make sure that the students get the inspiration that they need. Thank you very much. Michelle, it's your turn.
And y'all teachers in Johnson City, think you got a great job. But graduation coach at the alternative school was the best job that Johnson City Schools offered. And I was lucky enough to have that job. And so I think we need to make sure that those kids have the support that they need. Parents are not going to be there for these kids. These are the kids, like you said, Mayor, that they're not going to go to college because right now they need a job. If they make it to that part, you just need to put it, it's just a hand on their shoulder that says, I got you. And if they begin to think that they're going to fall, I got you. They're trying to make it. And I want to see more support for those kids. That's my plan. And I appreciate your vote. And I know some of you guys are in Kingsport, so my saying, if you can't vote for me, you got to tell 10 people in Johnson City to vote for me. Thank you. Thank you.